things. Okay, so today's video is just gonna be me talking. I want to update because I do actually have updates for my doctor's appointment today. It was an incredibly productive appointment and I am feeling really good. So, this long life story of medical history from the past 3 years, short, is, now that I'm back in Illinois, I'm seeing my primary from when I lived here before. And I love her, and she's grown so much as a doctor, even in the past 3 years, because of having patients like me. She has a couple patients with my similar, whatever you want to call it, this, like, collection of Pokemon, and has been learning along the way with us, but is very open to learning, which is why I freaking love her. When I first started seeing her, the resources for me just weren't there for multiple reasons. Number one, doctors aren't really taught, like, to look for, like, hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and shit like that, and autoimmune diseases and POTS and all of that scape of things. The other thing is I was on state insurance, and they just didn't cover any doctors near me, and medical care just wasn't accessible for me, so I didn't actually start seeing people until I moved to North Carolina, and because of marrying my husband, he's military, so I ended up on TRICARE, so now I've had more options. But that's, like, the long of it. And when I was in North Carolina, I started seeing specialists. I got diagnosed with MCAS, interstitial cystitis, endometriosis, POTS, like, officially. We knew I had it, but I got my tilt table when I was in North Carolina. ARFID, officially. Fibro. This is why I'm saying the long list. Asthma. I'm just a fun little cocktail of things. And then therapy-wise, we have figured out that I have contamination OCD and just some OCD tendencies going on, very likely on the spectrum. I just don't want to actually go get the official testing done because of what that diagnosis can mean. I'm very comfortable in just using that label in all honesty, and the resources that I have is what I need. So, and I've had and PMDD, and I've had my medicines adjusted for that, all that shit. The missing piece, and that's probably the piece that is why I have everything that I have, plus usually being autistic, a lot of this shit happens too as well, is I very, very likely have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. We are thinking the hypermobile type. I currently am vibing in a knee brace right now, or a compression brace, because my knee subluxes on a constant at the moment. I heard it before the move. It's always been upset. It has been upset my entire life, and it's always been my left knee. Both of them have issues, but my left knee is worse. And while packing for the move, I kneeled down next to one of the containers, and my knee subluxed and then popped back into place. I'm sorry if that's gross for you. And now every time I stand up or move it, it pops, unless I have this compression brace on. But it's still in a very decent amount of pain. Like, if we're using the stereotypical pain scale, it's at like a 6 or 7 most days. And it's just one of those, like, power through kind of situations for me right now, but I shouldn't be. So in going to see my primary here today, we got all caught up, got all of my diagnoses down, updated my meds so she can start filling them here. And then I got a referral for cardiology and rheumatology. Cardiology because I do need to keep up with my POTS, as well as we are thinking to maybe see if I can do some sort of, like, cardiac rehab type program. Because I went to the gym with my sister and I used an elliptical and my heart rate was in the 160s almost immediately. And then while it did recover, I didn't. And I know obviously I'm not as fit as I used to be because of my POTS. I had a lot of, like, regression in my skills. But she doesn't want it to be that quick of a thing for me, and so she thinks that I should be at least getting back into working out alongside a medical professional, and I totally agree. So that's what that referral is for. I apologize if you can hear my phone vibrating. And then the other referral is for rheumatology to get me started on the EDS path line. We also want me to see a geneticist, but we're doing rheumatology first because I am having an active problem with my knee. So geneticist is going to happen, but we need to get my knee figured out ASAP because there's a very high chance that I need a brace, and I need to see a doctor for that so that TRICARE will cover one. So, or at least partially cover the kind that we're trying to get me. We're trying to get me the kind that sits on the outside of clothes that will prevent hypermobility from even happening, like hyperextension. There's kinds that'll just support the knee, but you can still have my normal range of motion even though it isn't normal, and then there's kinds that will literally prevent it from happening at all, and that's the kind we're trying to get me approved. Those are hundreds of dollars. So, but yeah, so I got the referrals I needed today. I'm gonna call places tomorrow and get that going. Thank God for TRICARE. I'm on TRICARE Select, so I don't need referrals, but a lot of these specialist doctors prefer one to get you in on a schedule. So I love how I said long story short, and this video is already 6 minutes. But very productive appointment. I am feeling really good. And then the rest of my day, my best friend, childhood best friend Anna came over. Hi Anna, I love you. And I've been teaching her how to make stickers, and she's gonna be the guest artist at my booth at the dispensary grand opening. And then I am going to be starting a part of my website that is featuring guest artists that, you know, create really cool shit, but the shipping end and stuff is a lot for them, and I totally understand that, or they don't have the means for it right now. I already buy everything in bulk, and I get discounts on shipping. It literally doesn't hurt me to ship for people, and I'm already paying for the website. So I would love to help my local artist besties. My sister also woodburns, and she wants to be able to ship stuff out as well. So I'm going to have a guest artist part of my site, so I will be eventually posting her stickers as well to West Lane Ave. And after the event, her stickers are going to go up as well. And I'm so excited for her. It's going to be so fucking cool. And all of the profits are going to go to her. I will be taking the cut of cost of materials, but so I think I'll be pricing her stickers around $4 to $4.50, and she should be getting around $3 of it. So if you want to support another artist, it's so fucking cool. And then my sister, her stuff is going to be different and how that works for her. But it's still gonna be fucking cool. So yeah, so we did that all day, and she's been learning Procreate. I'm so fucking excited for her, and I'm sure eventually she's gonna probably have her own website going and stuff. This is something that she's really enjoying, so that'll be cool. But this is like the little baby step of dipping her toe in, and, you know, low stakes kind of thing. And you guys know me, I love explaining and teaching, so I am having so much fun with this. Oh, I forgot to say at the doctor, the reason that this is just a me talking video is I had my blood drawn today, and that does put me into a POTS flare every single time. But I genuinely love my best friend so much, and that she is just so understanding with the flexibility of, I don't know how I'm gonna feel every day. God, I could fucking cry right now. Originally I was gonna drive us for all of our plans and stuff today, and I had a lot more ambitious plans. I didn't know my blood was gonna get drawn this morning. But when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, fuck it, yeah, let's get it done, because otherwise I have to get it done next week, but I'd rather not do it the week of the market. This gives me recovery time. And so we kind of flipped the plans around a little bit and still made it work, and I just, like, I've never had this good of a day in a flare. Like, I am full-blown in a flare. Like, I've been nauseous as hell this whole day. I've been at a high pain level. But I have been in a good mood this whole day. That doesn't happen for me. So, like, I'm fucking crying. I didn't think I was gonna. I love my village, you know? God. But yeah, it was a really positive chronic illness girly day, and that doesn't happen incredibly often at all. So, good fucking day. But yeah, so stickers are getting going. I didn't think I was gonna cry. Stickers are going. Me and my sister are gonna be making lighter wraps tomorrow, and I'm freaking excited. It was her idea, and I totally forgot it was an option, so... And I'm gonna find out the legal parts of that, but hopefully I'm gonna be able to sell lighters, or at the very least the wraps for standard lighters, so that you can still, you know, decorate your own. But yeah, cool shit is coming. I didn't think I was gonna start crying. Love you guys. I will be posting tomorrow, hopefully with some finished product. So yeah, love you. Hi, besties. Guess what? I'm in a flare again. Living my best life, knee brace and all again. Isn't it great? Being totally real though, I was gonna get so much product done today, and the flare just kept getting worse. I'm in a very good spot right now, but I've also tried to film this video multiple times, but my brain fog was so bad earlier. Like, the video's in my drafts and it is not coherent, so we're trying again. I woke up just feeling off today, and I was like, I feel like the weather is gonna be weird. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's, I mean, I know it's like an arthritis thing for sure, but like any of the chronic illness girlies, or anybody with chronic illness, but like, the weather impacts our pain levels so much, I swear. It is so freaking weird. But I knew that it was gonna be this windy, weirdly warm day the second I opened my eyes this morning. And sure fucking enough, like, I overheated so much this entire day. And then, like, with these days where, because, like, I'm in Northern Illinois right now, we can go from, like, negative 11 degrees to the next day we're at 70. Right now, if y'all don't believe in climate change. But anyway, evidence is here. But anyway, this normally doesn't happen here, or at least this often, and at the end of February. Like, this is like a, like, end of March, April thing. But, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, when the weather does that here, my body does not know how to be a body. And my brain and my body are in two different places. Brain had energy, I wanted to get shit done, I had so much, like, positive vibes going into today, and just, like, a lot of hope going into today. And then my body was like, your knee's gonna feel horrible, you're gonna sublux your hip again, after I took a bath. But I know better that if you are hypermobile and you are prone to dislocating joints, if you take a hot bath, you are at a higher risk of dislocating things. I know better, and I still stepped wrong. Literally getting out of the bathtub, I was like, I sat here for over an hour to make my body feel better, and I hurt myself getting out. But that is how it goes. I am not formally diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome yet. My primary fully believes that that's what I have going on, and I got my rheumatology referral. We're going rheumatology route first instead of geneticist first, because I'm in active pain, and she at the very least wants some pain management started, because there's still things that I can get help with without a formal diagnosis, so that's our goal right now. But yeah, so, like, that stuff was in a flare. I apologize, I have my phone on vibrate, so I'm sorry if you heard that. But so I'm in that kind of a flare. I was in a POTS flare today, but not even in, like, my normal way, in, like, the way that I used to get them, which is why I think I'm irritated. Oh, my cat is rolling around on her blanket, it's so cute. Anyway, my actual vitals were fine. My blood pressure was 114/74, which is my new normal on beta blockers, and it hangs out around there, and I was okay. My heart rate did reach 130s today, which is higher than normal, but it still was, like, recovering fine because I'm on beta blockers. But it just, like, I could just feel that my heart was trying really hard. And my asthma was really bad today, because I'm assuming because of the weather, and there is, like, a red flag warning right now. A lot of burning has been happening the past, like, week, because it's been getting warm, and so people are, like, cleaning their yards and shit, and then, like, farmers are, like, burning stuff and whatever. So, like, my asthma was ass today, and then I was just fatigued so bad. Like, my body felt like it had more gravity on it than it should, and I don't know if that makes any sense, but if you have POTS, you totally know what I'm talking about. And I was air hungry today, which is a POTS thing. Like, just all of the irritating POTS symptoms, where it's like, I can totally feel worse than this, where I will have vertigo and everything else, and I literally can't get out of bed. But it wasn't even that kind of a flare. It was the flare where I, like, my body, like, was telling me, like, you're gonna be fucking miserable today, but you're still gonna gaslight yourself into thinking that you're okay enough to do things, and then you're gonna try to do those things, and then you're gonna feel worse. Like, that was the kind of day that I had today, which is the more irritating of the flares. This sounds stupid, but sometimes I prefer the one where I just feel like I got hit by a truck, and I don't even have the chance to try to get out of bed, because my body has other plans. But today it was like, there was hope that I could do stuff, and then I just couldn't. Like, I did not have any pre-syncope today, which is the only reason that I drove. If I have vertigo or anything similar, or a migraine, I will not drive. That is like the parameters by my doctor. But I drove to let my mom's dog out. That was my job this week. It's normally my sister's job, but I took it over for a week. Long story. And my mom lives in the neighborhood right next to where I live at. So like, I'm talking like 5-minute drive. And it took all of my energy that I had tried to save up throughout the morning, even though I was still doing stuff. It took all of it to go do that. And that was after trying to take an hour nap that my heart was doing its annoying, like, I don't know why, but if I'm in this kind of a POTS flare, when I'm horizontal, it's actually worse. I think because the gravity of everything is all on my chest. Like, instead of me sitting upright where it isn't, but if I'm laying flat, it feels like I have, like a 5-pound weight. Like the freaking weighted vest thing they put on you when they do x-rays on your teeth and stuff. I feel like I have that on me when I'm laying down, and then I cannot fall asleep. So, like, that's what my nap was. I never fell actually asleep. I was, like, hanging out that entire time. Like, totally aware of everything going on around me. And every spot that my cat moved to, because she tried to nap with me, and clearly I was keeping her up. But anyway, took all of my energy to let my mom's 8-year-old teacup blind chihuahua out. When he is outside for no more than 5 minutes, because he is at the point of, like, potty pads are a lot easier for him, and because he's blind, I don't think he realizes when he's outside and when he's not, and that sounds so terrible. But he used to have light perception, you can tell he doesn't anymore, because he used to be able to tell where you were standing, and now he can't. But he plays and he eats, and he's totally functioning normal, which is why we were just kind of like, we'll just see where this goes for him. But yeah, he lost his eyesight in the past year. But yeah, it took all of my energy, all of my spoons, to go do that today. And then when I got back, it was like I just dominoed. Like, I made myself dinner. I barely, like, trigger warning if you have emetophobia. But my POTS causes extreme nausea. I never actually got sick, but I was, like, right there. And so I took Zofran. I use these Queasy Drop candies that get me through until my Zofran kicks in, so I threw one of those in. And, like, I had to just go hide in my bedroom so that I wasn't smelling the dinner that I had made. Is, like, the day that I was having with my nausea. And honestly, the past 2 weeks mine's been worse, and I need to talk to them about that, but anyway. So, like, I had that part, and then once that kicked in, second I finished eating, then I got a migraine, like, full-blown, like, I mean, I don't know if it would be migraine or, like, thunderclap headache, but it went from 0 to 100 very quickly, and I was really light sensitive, and when I get bad migraines, I can't see out of this eye. Or I get a blurry spot dead center, so I can see around it, but then sometimes I'll get it in, like, I don't know why in my head it's, like, this corner. Like, if I'm looking at my finger, it's, like, right here for me, and my peripherals go. It's one or the other. This time I had it in the middle. It's always this eye too. This one it never impacts. I don't know. But so I had that kind of migraine. So like I took a bath, which I used the Dr. Teal's hemp Epsom salt. I want to buy like actual stuff from like a dispensary, but for now I use that. But I used that and that helped so much. Like I cannot rave about that shit enough. But yeah, like I had to pull out all the stops today to get back to a normal level. So yeah, that was my flare day. Hopefully tomorrow I have therapy in the morning and hopefully I can get some shit done because this was so frustrating.
Hi Bessies, I just wanted to come on here and give like a little bit of a life update now that I'm home. So I am going to be slightly postponing the launch of Westline Ave. So like everything that's up on my Etsy is going to stay up. I'm able to casually process orders. I'm probably just going to add longer times to them. But I did land in the ER last night. I do have POTS, and I went to the ER at 9 o'clock with my heart rate at 185 and not recovering on its own. And it rapidly went from that. I went from 120 to 185 within 30 seconds. and I had the pulse thing on. The second my heart started pounding, I checked it, and then I watched it happen. And I did call 911. I was admitted to the hospital, and they kept me overnight. I had every test in the book. I'm covered in stickies. I had 3 EKGs. I had a chest x-ray in every view they can do. I had a CT scan. I had like 6 tubes of blood work, you know. They were concerned that I potentially could have had a blood clot and that was causing the event, and they wanted to rule out any other issues before just defaulting to that it was POTS and I just needed help recovering. Every test came back good, so it was just my POTS. They firmly believe that my stress isn't managed right now. This is my first time working a normal job in years. Since, like, at least 2 years since I got diagnosed, I have not worked. And then I'm also trying to open the business on top of it. And, like, I mean, I'm handling it, but at the end of the day, like, my husband is stationed overseas right now. So, they were like, honey, you need to slow down. You are going to make yourself have a cardiac event if you keep going at the pace that you're going. You're doing everything right to take care of yourself, but you're overdoing it. You're pushing your limits. So they want me to follow up with my primary. I'm going to try to get an MRI done just to rule out anything else, everywhere else. And I personally, for my own comfort, I'm going to request a Holter monitor again because I haven't had one in 2 years, and I want to make sure my heart is recovering all throughout the day still, because like they only had me overnight and they didn't record my heart during sleep, and that's kind of scares me. But I'm okay. Don't freak out. Like, there's safety plans in place and everything. They said that I am very stable. They said I did the right thing. If I ever have an episode like that again, they said to call every single time. They have medication to lower my heart rate if it does it again, if my heart isn't recovering itself. But it was, once I was in the ambulance, I was in the 150s, and then once I got to the hospital, I was in the 120s, and they got me down to the 90s by the time I went home. I'm okay. But I just wanted to let you guys know that things are gonna slow down just for a little bit. Hi, besties. Just have some health updates for you. I don't remember what the last update I gave was. I don't think I've updated since this weekend. So, first of all, I saw one of my doctors on Monday, and I have a UTI. So I'm on, what is it? Mecrobid for that. The reason I'm remembering to record this for you guys is because I just took my 3rd day dose. So I'm on that right now. And then I got to see my actual primary today. I just got home from that, and she feels that my POTS got freaked out because I have the UTI going on. And my body never really handles them really well. Like the last one I had like full-on fevers and everything. And my doctor that I saw on Monday very much felt that I've had this one for like at least 3 weeks, because that's around when I swam in Lake Michigan, and that's what he's kind of correlating, because I haven't felt good since then. But I have interstitial cystitis, so it's really hard for me to tell when it's like my normal level of discomfort and like my pH being off versus an actual thing going on. So anyway, they think that. They also feel, because when I went to the ER, one of my numbers, the D-dimer factor, was elevated, and that could have been from the UTI, but also that can be because of a blood clot. They ruled out any dangerous ones. I did like the chest CT and the chest x-ray, but they were like, my dad used to get DVT blood clots. My mom has gotten blood clots from birth control before. I'm on estrogen birth control right now, which estrogen is the problem. So my primary was like, why even fuck with that? Let's switch your birth control. So now I'm going on a mini pill, progesterone only, which honestly is what I've wanted to be on, because I also get migraines with aura, and fun fact, if you get those, you also should not be on estrogen-based birth control for the same reason. And I have endometriosis, and just like my body and estrogen just like have never been buddies, so we had me on a very low estrogen one solely because of like it's more effective as a contraceptive, but I'm going from a 99% to a 93%. My body wouldn't sustain a pregnancy anyways because I'm on Abivalol. I'm not worried about it, and we can always use protection. And my husband's in Korea right now anyway, so I was like, yeah, no, we can switch it. And then the other thing is I had used my inhaler twice that week,
and I use a Buterol, and that's not a good one for people with POTS because it raises your heart rate, and there's a type of inhaler that does not raise your heart rate that my other primary didn't know about. So we're switching my inhaler. So yeah, we made changes, and then I got a referral for a cardiologist out here to get a Holter monitor again, and yeah, so good updates. Hi besties, I've recorded this a gazillion times, but I'm forcing myself to do it on TikTok, so I make it shorter this time because TikTok's only letting me have 3 minutes. Medical updates, long story short, I did land back in the ER. They do think that this time it was just a really bad panic attack, mixed with a little bit of heat exhaustion, because I didn't know, because my flares are making me feel hot, and I can't tell if it's hot. The AC was out at my job, and I didn't know, because I thought I was just hot. Until somebody came in to close for me, and then they were like, girlfriend, it's horrible in here. And I had a panic attack because of how I felt, and so I almost passed out at work, and then went to the ER with all of the migraine symptoms I've been having. So, what we think it is right now is the event that happened 2 weeks ago was an isolated incident, and that they do not think it will repeat itself. We pretty much figured out what did that. But now my body is stuck in fight or flight because it thinks it's going to happen again. I'm also having some symptoms that were never managed to begin with, like my migraine's being weird and it's messing with my vision on the side of my face, and my anxiety's just not managed at all. So, long story short, I'm stable. However, I am going back to North Carolina for at least a month. I'm getting back with my medical team. We're going to do an MRI. I'm probably going to do a Holter monitor again just to make sure that nothing happened to my heart during that moment. And we're just gonna do the shit that needed to happen. I try to get referrals out here to get my EDS figured out. If I have EDS, to get tested for EDS. All of the doctors out here are like, Bessie, we don't know what that is. Or one doctor was like, I know what that is and you very likely have it, but I don't feel comfortable seeing you for that. And so it didn't go well. So we are going to start over in North Carolina. By start over, I mean get back with my medical team and continue what we had started before Alex got his orders to Korea. So I'm moving back in with my in-laws for at least a month, and we'll play it by ear after that if I'm going to move back permanently until our next duty station, or if we get me medically cleared where I can be functional on my own again, because they don't even really want me totally driving right now until we rule things out, and we're going to go from there. So I am objectively stable. They do not think I'm having anything crazy, but there could still be things that we didn't know is going on. Like if I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, that explains a lot. My actual POTS symptoms have been pretty good, surprisingly. I would say my endometriosis is worse though. So I just need to go in and get a lot checked out. I'm having pressure headaches. I have a lot of pressure in this ear. There's a lot of symptoms that I've been ignoring because I'm so sick of appointments, and it's time. My body told me it's time. But yeah, that's the updates I have for you guys. I love you guys. I will keep you as updated as I can, but I am okay. Bye. Hi, besties. Long time no see. Do you recognize the room that I'm in? Back in North Carolina. I have so many updates for y'all. So, number one, I'm back in North Carolina, at least for the next probably 2 months, is how it's kind of landing right now. I am back in my old house. I am back living with my in-laws. It's so weird. I'm loving it, but it's so weird. I'm back in my old room, and I brought my bed stuff with me. She is having the best time. And I brought literally 4 bins of my stuff from my apartment to make here feel cozy again. So I brought like my nightlights and shit. Anyway, I'm back. I am back to get back with my medical team and get some stuff figured out. So far, the updates that I have is that I do see my cardiologist again tomorrow, back with Dr. Okorafor. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. He's the best cardiologist I've ever seen in my freaking life. I am so happy about it. The goal that I have personally is to see if they'll give me a Holter monitor again, because I'm having heart palpitations again. Like, I'm having at least one daily. When I was on such a streak of not having them at all. So, I do want that figured out. Also, my heart rate does kind of go low in my sleep, and I just want them to see how low it's going and to make sure that that's fine. My oxygen keeps getting low in my sleep according to my watch, but I don't know how much I trust this.
So just stuff like that. So I feel like it's in order. I haven't had one in over a year now at this point, and like all of my meds have changed and stuff, and we didn't do one after we switched me to Bivol, so I want to try that. So going in to talk to them about that and whatever they want to do otherwise, and then I am recording this video because I actually just got my first primary care appointment booked. I'm switching primaries from who I saw here before. I didn't really like the place, if I'm being totally honest. My doctor was generally smart, but the entire practice just sucked. Like, it just sucked. And they told me that it was going to be about a month wait, which that's actually short for Fayetteville, if I'm being totally honest. Like, when I originally moved here the first time, I was on like a 3-month wait list for one. So, anyway, they called me and they were like, hey, we actually got a cancellation and we want to get you in sooner. So I go next week, Thursday, instead of September 1st is what they originally told me. So I'm so happy. So yeah, stuff is getting going. My in-laws feed me very well, so I'm actually getting back to eating again, because it's taking all of the guesswork and stress out of eating with how I've been feeling, and I already gained 2 pounds back, and I'm still symptomatic, but I'm a lot more functional than I've been. So, hi besties, I apologize for any background noise and the frogs outside, because they are so loud. Why? I do not remember them being this loud. I swear to God, we did not have frogs living against the house last year, and they're so loud. But anyway, the tea of today. I had my cardiology appointment. I literally fixed my hair to be cute, and I already don't want it in my face. I had my cardiology appointment today, and a lot of promising discussion. I'm hopeful right now. I have hope. She made it very clear that she feels that I am stable. She sat and listened to my heart. She looked over every single record from those 2 ER trips and all the testing they did and all the scans that they did, and she feels that I'm in a stable place, that I don't need to be scared the next couple weeks, that before we do more testing and stuff. Obviously, listen to my body. If I don't feel good, I don't feel good. Don't push myself, but she does not feel I'm in a dangerous place. So I needed to hear that so bad, because I have been terrified to go to sleep, because one of the symptoms I feel that I am having is that my oxygen is going lower in my sleep than it used to, and I just never paid attention to it before, but my heart rate goes pretty low in my sleep, or at least if you look up what it should be, mine is lower, but we went over why it's lower, and it's actually still fine. Like, yeah, if I was dipping into the 30s, it'd be a problem, but I'm not at all. I'm averaging at 50, so, and it doesn't stay low either, it's just for moments at a time, but my oxygen does have moments that it dips, but it's fixing itself for one, and number two, if it dips lower than like 80, it's waking me up. So she also is like, we're gonna look into this, but my body's responding to that type of event how it's supposed to, so point blank period, I'm stable, and I needed to hear that because I have been scared to sleep, and I have been exhausted all day. Like, my body's coming out of fight or flight. It's great. God, I already talked for 2 minutes. Okay, I have an appointment on the 8th. We're gonna do an echo again, just to make sure nothing has changed. I haven't had an echo in over a year already, which is crazy to think about. Like, in like a couple weeks, it's gonna be a year since my tilt table, which is so weird. Like, we're already a year into this journey, but, or we're over a year into this journey, but we did an echo, and then right after my echo, they are putting a Holter monitor on me again. And I'm having it for at least 5 days. If it, like, literally comes back with fucking nothing, and I had no events while I had it on, we might do another round of it. Because I'm having palpitations again, and she wants my palpitations recorded on it. So if there's, like, a random 5-day period that I don't have any, we might do it again. But good things! And then I see my new primary next Thursday. So, happy news, happy news. Hi, besties. TikTok gave me the 10-minute feature back on this account. So, now I can use the filter that I like and record long videos. Which means I'm gonna record more, because this does me up and how I normally do my makeup. So I love her. Anyway, we are officially entering Potts Girl Summer, because I have a halter. I was supposed to get my Holter and my echo done yesterday, but we got Tropical Storm Debbie, and so my cardiologist had to close. Understandably, respect that, honestly. Downtown Fayetteville flooded really bad,
So my side did not. We got really lucky over where we're at, but yeah, it was not a pretty time, and there's a lot of people without power, and I feel so bad. And I know that like South Carolina got freaking hammered by this thing. So all of my positive vibes out to anybody that's impacted by the storm. We got super duper lucky. But anywho, so my echo is rescheduled for Wednesday, and then the biggest freaking perk ever of that my mother-in-law is the EKG girly over at my cardiologist is she was able to bring me my halter home today. So, because I went back to work today, so they activated it there and then she brought it to me, so fuck yeah. So I was able to get it, otherwise I'd also be waiting for this until Monday. But anywho, so I have this now. Updates on primary stuff, because I haven't updated in a bit. I recorded the update about my primary care stuff a couple times, and I would ramble about a different topic each time, and go really in depth on one, and then like really fast have to say the other things, and it's just not working. So I think I'm gonna wait to go in depth about each topic until I do the referrals that the things are about. So, the rapid fire. I saw my new primary. I really, really like him. He is incredibly smart, and he went over all of my records that he has, and I'm bringing the rest at my follow-up appointment on the 28th. And just freaking thorough. Like, he went down my whole medication list of why I was on what and why I shouldn't be on whatever, and like we made changes, or he at least agreed with changes that I had made myself. Like, I took myself off of amitriptyline. He was like, I should have never been on that to begin with, and just stuff like that. So, loved that aspect. I got blood work done, and the tech for there is the sweetest man I've ever met, and he used to work in the ICU over at the hospital over here, and so he knows how to deal with my kind of veins, because I need an ultrasound machine, I need butterfly needles, my veins roll, and they run, and they're deep, and I'm dehydrated because of my POTS, and I'm not most tech's favorite person. At least I don't faint from them taking it, so I just can't look at it, but I've never actually, like, for all the things that give me pre-syncope, that's not one. But, anyhow, he did do that, and they did a basic panel, but when I come back in, I'm getting a hormone panel done. They're checking my cortisol, and we might do an autoimmune panel again, because I haven't had that in, like, almost 5 years, which is weird to think about, because when I had it done, it was, like, right when my dad passed away, and I'm at the end of the month, this is 5 years of my dad passing away. So, we're gonna do it again, is the thought, so we'll see, because obviously that's a lot of stuff to pull in one go, and with my POTS, I usually only tolerate about 3 tubes, and then I feel like ass. I mean, I flared anyway afterward, but they're very workable flares. When it's more than that, it's like I need somebody else to handle my responsibilities for the rest of the day, because I usually can't get up off the couch, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I got a neurology referral to get a MRI under anesthesia, and just figured that out and figure out what my migraines are doing, because I don't know if it's showing. No. Okay. So this eye, the size that it is right now is what it'll dilate to, and this one will be smaller. This one is deciding to take in too much light. However, it's still reacting to light. It doesn't stay here. Like, if I shine a bright light in it, it still adjusts. So they're not deeply concerned because it's still reactive to light, but in general neutral light, it's doing the wrong thing. And that's their concern right now. But it could mean anything. Like, it can literally mean anything. Or I found a picture of me from 2011 that my eyes did it. So either, which I was like 7 in 2011. So either I've always had this, and now that I'm symptomatic from other things, we noticed it, which doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong. I could have had something wrong this whole time, but it could also mean literally nothing, and that it's just a thing my body does. It can be benign. So we're doing an MRI. We are also looking to see if I have Chiari as well, because I do have migraines. I do have where I can hear air bubbles in my neck here. It is the weirdest thing, and I've only had that for about a year, or at least I've noticed it in this past year. I noticed it happening when I lived here, like right before I did my move, so it could mean literally anything. And I do have a very close friend that has Chiari, and I found out in talking to my mother-in-law, my husband has Chiari. So, he has a very benign form of it, which is why he's still cleared to do what he does for a living. but it is there. I mean, like, Chiari itself is not benign necessarily, but there's, like, you can live with Chiari and never know you have it and never have a symptom of it. So, and my husband is one of those people. He does get migraines, but they're not directly related, and his migraines are very treatable. So, you know, he's on that spectrum. Versus my friend that has Chiari is on the other spectrum where, like, she's had, like, decompression surgery and stuff. So, we'll find out if I am in that area as well, because I've never had an MRI done. I've never had anything like that. So, I've only had a chest CT and a chest x-ray. So, well, we'll see what they find, if anything. So I got that referral. Psychiatry referral. My doctor is kind of leaning that I have bipolar depression, bipolar type 2. And I don't know if I necessarily agree, but he also was like, that's why we're referring you to a psychiatrist, because that's not my wheelhouse. But he noticed in the way that my body responds to antidepressants and SSRIs, I'm more of a, I need a mood stabilizer girly, not an antidepressant. Because an antidepressant is bringing me, so basically, I have manic episodes, but I also have deep depression, right? Which is why bipolars might be there. But I also have ADHD, so it's like, you know? When we put me on SSRIs, it brings me up here, where my anxiety is. So when I'm on an SSRI, I'm through the roof with anxiety because it's too much serotonin, too much dopamine, too much energy, right? But if I'm just on anxiety medicine, it brings this down, but I'm still dealing with the depression, if that makes sense. And I've only been on one or the other. So, he's leaning mood stabilizer to bring me here. He's very educated on what the medicines do, but, like, obviously he's my primary, so that's why we're doing psychiatry as well. But what's hard is I have CPTSD, I'm autistic, I have ADHD. So, it literally could just be those things, but that might still mean that I need that kind of a medication. So, we'll see. And then he referred me back to allergy, to the same place that I went before, but with a different doctor there, to get a second opinion on, not that that place sucked, it's just like I didn't go there long enough for us to investigate anything. Second opinion on MCAS, because my tryptase level's actually low. Normally with MCAS it's high. So I might be having these crazy allergic reactions because my body's not doing enough, instead of overreacting. So he wants that revisited, as well as, again, we're doing autoimmune testing again, and more in depth, and then also to figure out my asthma, because I don't really necessarily have full-on asthma attacks where I can't breathe, but I'm having chest tightness so often, which is also why I have the halter again, to make sure it's not my heart doing it. I'm thinking lungs, if I'm being totally honest. It feels different this time. And then he agreed of me switching my inhaler to levobuterol instead of albuterol. And then the final thing is Wednesday I also go to my gynecologist, and I'm having a PAP done finally. I've been only trying to get one for the past 2 years, but they said no, I was too young, even though I'm symptomatic and need it, but it's fine. He wants me tested for the breast cancer gene, because it does run in my family, and none of my family's ever been tested for it. He wants to keep an eye on that. He wants the PAP done. He feels I should do the endometriosis exploratory surgery, to actually either I have it or rule it out, because we literally don't know why I'm in so much pain. So all of that is getting figured out, and I'm waiting for those referrals to get put in and make all those phone calls to get those appointments going. Otherwise, I'm seeing my old gyno, so I didn't have to get a referral for that one. So I'm seeing her and getting my echo on Wednesday, and then my follow-up with my primaries on the 28th, and we're doing more blood work and then going over what he already did. So, good shit. Lots of progress. I love it. Love to see it. Hi, besties. Just got out of the shower, which means time to put my halter back on. And I thought I would do it on video for fun. I took pictures of myself, but honestly, like, to know where the placement had to go back to, but honestly, my MCAS kind of told me anyway, where it remembered where the 2 stickers were. So, there's literally a circle still, so we're fine. My halter's technically not charged yet, but it's also been sitting on the charger for 45 minutes, and I give up. I want it on. I like putting the sticky onto it first. I don't know if that's necessarily the move, but that's what I did last time I had to wear one. Okay, we're using the camera to place that. Alright. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then this guy gets a sticky. And then through my shirt and where this whole circle is. Because I'm so allergic to the adhesive of these. Though I will say, I mean, it's only day one, so I could really jinx myself right now. But so far, I'm less allergic to these stickers than the other ones. They gave me different ones this time. And the bag says that they are hypoallergenic, but they might be full of shit, because anything that says I'm not supposed to be allergic to it, I am. So, but yeah, Helder's back on. That's all I had. Okay, bye. Hi, besties. I have a question for my potsies. Does anybody with pots ever, instead of just putting your feet up, or just like, you know, because putting my feet up takes too much circulation from here, and then my feet fall asleep, and that's equally as uncomfortable. I definitely have low blood volume, but so this is like my version, and this works for me. I just vacuumed. That's all it took right now. And yesterday I flared from walking around Costco. But yeah, I just did my cat's litter box and vacuumed. And now we are here. This is my horizontal. Hi, besties. Please excuse my appearance. I literally, one of my biggest stims ever is to sit and rub my eyes like this, and so now they're puffy, and I rubbed off part of my eyebrow. Because of course I did! And I also apologize for the AC running, but I can't turn it off, or my pots will seek revenge, so... I just want to do a little itty-bitty update and just let y'all know that, like, I'm here still. Currently sitting at my husband's gaming PC, because mine's in Illinois, and he's in Korea, so I get to use his computer. He has my wrist rest, which he made nasty. But his keyboard's cool, look at this. It's so fun. It's a Corsair one. It's so cool. I think it is. Yeah, this one's Corsair. And then he has better parts than his PC, because I have all of his old parts, including his old case. But anywho, I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm alive and alright. Objectively still, the review is I'm still stable. I did my Holter, I did my echo, get those results on the 26th. I see my primary on the 28th. I have referrals from hell. Psychiatry on the 17th of September. Neurology October 1st. My OBGYN again soon at some point. Trying to get me an allergy referral. It's gonna either be for in October or December. Possibly an ENT along with that. Still in therapy. Like, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. But it's to get answers. And I'm persevering. But boy, am I tired. I did see my OBGYN on Wednesday. And so the issue and why I'm not really posting is I am having adrenaline dumps every single time I go out and leave the house and then come back. I went to Costco last weekend, and that made me have an adrenaline dump 4 hours later. So I don't know why it's happening so delayed, or I don't know. And I don't know if it's just an adrenaline dump or if it's a panic attack that goes straight into one. We don't know yet. But I did have an adrenaline dump with the halter on that day, so now at least we'll know what my heart's doing during it. So that's the positive of that. That's why I wanted to go out and do things in a weird way in hopes that it triggered an event so that they would see the event. Otherwise, there's no point in the halter. I apologize for my phone vibrating. I thought I put it on silent and I didn't. Anyway. So... did that, and then I saw my OBGYN on Wednesday, and I had my echo on Wednesday. I did a pelvic exam, I did this exam, and then I did a PAP, all the things. I'd never have had any of those done in my life, but I am so grateful for my doctor. I have had a pelvic exam before. I went to Planned Parenthood for it. This is nothing against Planned Parenthood. They are very important for women's health and for reproductive health, and you know they're very important for the people that don't have insurance, which is why I went there. I had a very bad doctor. She rushed through it, did not talk me through it. I do have PTSD, not from that, but I have it from other things. If you know, you know. And it triggered the worst, like, PTSD episode that I've ever had from, like, the biggest trigger ever. Where, like, I wasn't myself for, like, weeks, because I just felt so violated and disgusted, and, like, it wasn't a good time. I couldn't even handle, like, my husband hugging me. It was not good. You know, so I went into my appointment Wednesday, like, scared out of my mind, because I was like, I don't want to feel like that again. I know that this is necessary, because I very likely have endometriosis and whatever, but, like, I don't want to feel like that again. My doctor, oh my god, this is why we pay this woman, because she talked me through everything, and she was so respectful, and I felt like I had my dignity, you know, like, oh my god, I walked out of there with a smile on my face, because, like, I wasn't triggered at all. So, for whatever reason, my doctor sees this, you're fucking amazing. But we did determine in the end that I am going to go through with having surgery done, the exploratory surgery to find endometriosis, because we're at the point of my symptoms are back and in full swing. I can't stay on the medicines that we had me on to keep my symptoms at bay because of the heart thing that happened, and yeah, so we need to find out if that's actually what it is, and then if it is, remove it instead of just coping with the pain. But I have to get cleared by my primary to be allowed to go under anesthesia, so we're waiting. She's gonna get me a surgery date anyway, just because otherwise we're gonna push it too far out, you know, and then I'm waiting forever. Set a date, and then in the meantime I'll get cleared and, you know, go do surgery and whatever. We just gotta revisit that conversation on the 28th, and then there's a lot of blood work that I still need to get done on the 28th, which means I'm probably gonna have an adrenaline dump again, because I had one the last time I got the blood work done. It seems like my body's not handling multiple, trigger warning, blood work, you know, multiple tubes taken, without supportive fluids happening at the same time. So when I had my blood drawn multiple times in the hospital, they took 6 tubes for me. I've never had 6 taken. But they took 3, gave me an entire IV bag, and then took 3 again. I think that's what I need. I mean, like, to support me through it, without it triggering a POTS flare. Obviously, we can't do that every single time. That's a lot. So, I mean, I can support myself with liquid IVs, but that's gonna be a hard day. I just have to. My body's in a state right now where I can only do one thing a day. So if I go to the doctor's appointment and get my blood drawn, that's my thing. I am going to be parked on the couch. My in-laws have been very supportive through all of this going on. They make sure I eat. I get liquid IVs down and Gatorades down and whatever, and I just sit. And I will say I used to only not feel good the day after blood draws, and then I would be good. This time it's taking me about 3 days to recover. So, stuff like that. I have been in bed kind of literally every single day the past couple days doing nothing because I haven't felt right since Wednesday. Like, I'm still recovering from Wednesday. Like, just that stuff's just taking longer, and I do have full-blown insomnia now. I've always had a level of insomnia, but it was very, like, copable, if I'm being totally honest. Or it'd be, like, one insomnia night a month where I just didn't sleep, and then it takes a day for me to get my sleep schedule back going, where I can sleep until, like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or I'll go to bed at 9 a.m., sleep until 1, and then just be able to go to bed, and now I'm reset, you know? My insomnia presents itself where I have trouble staying asleep, usually, is where mine is. I've been having nights, so 2 nights ago, I could not fall asleep until 3:50 in the morning, is when my watch picked up. That's not like me. That's like the worst my insomnia's ever been. And then, the past 2 days, I've been recovering from that, but the problem is, now, if I let myself sleep in, I won't go to bed that night. Because, like, they always tell you for insomnia, don't take naps during the day, blah, 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 it's gonna throw off your rhythm, whatever. I've never been that person. Well, now I am. So, and then when I am sleeping so deeply, I'm sleeping through alarms. So, today, my plan was, I went to bed at midnight,
which is good for me lately. And it was by choice too. I'm reading like the Twisted Love series by, oh god, what's her name? Anna, I think? Anna something or another? I don't remember. Reading it on Kindle, and I'm eating it up. I'm in the first book of that series, and I'm eating it up. I'm 50%, and I love it. But anyways, that's why I stayed up. It was by choice, otherwise I probably would have went to bed at 10, like 30. I woke up at noon. I only woke up at 9:30 for an alarm to take my medicine. I did take it, went right back to sleep. I woke up at noon. My alarm was set to 10. So, you know, my sleep is just, it's doing its own thing. So those are the updates I have. Like, I'm alright. I'm about to sit, and I have gift cards for Ulta and Sephora right now, so I'm gonna sit and finally decide what I'm gonna get. I have so many coupons that I just have been waiting to sit down and do it. So I'm gonna sit at my husband's gaming computer and use it to his $2,000+ computer to shop at Sephora and Ulta. I game too, but that's all I want to do right now. But yeah, I'm in good spirits. I have a very good team behind me. My family's been great, both in-laws and my side of the family, and my doctors are great. My therapist has been great. I'm in good spirits. I'm trying. I look tired as fuck, but it's because I keep rubbing my eyes.